have any spells equipped on your character? Is that like a normal thing?
3, 2, 1.
Oh.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for another week of Dungeons and Dragons. I am your humble DM, and these are our players. We're glad that you're joining us again, and I'm happy to report that I've got the interface set up, so hopefully, apologies if you managed to sit through the last session. I know that the audio quality was a bit choppy on my end, but we persist. And the party persists. At the beginning of the last session, the group of you discovered that your memory has been wiped by a factor of 2 to 3 years. I think it was 3 years for Ruzo and 2 for the other 2. And you, after some contentious discussion, agreed tentatively to begin traveling together. You decided not to swear undying fealty to the kobold that you met with his strange wand, and you found a chest with a hag's heart in it, which you were able to trade at a sort of abandoned or ruined manor house where you found yourselves, which was occupied by one Strix Beestinger. And in exchange for the heart, she gave you a little bit of information. Told you essentially that if you wanted to leave, you were best off trying to find Levistus. And that there were other ways besides falling into the Blood River that you lost your memory, but that was most likely the case. If it is the case that you lost your memories and didn't end up here in some other capacity, I believe that is most of what happened. There was a sinkhole, some lemurs in it. You tried to pull Copernicus down, it was unsuccessful. You saw some flying armored women going overhead, Erinyes, as you were told by Strix. You learned a little bit more about the weapons that you had. We explored some of the dynamics the party had, including the fan fiction novel that's currently being generated, or was being generated. I don't know what's going to happen to that. And at the end of the session, as you were laying down to rest, Pocket cast a legend lore spell on an artifact that they had been carrying with them that they don't remember coming into possession of. It was essentially doubly so, because they could scarcely remember coming into it when they arrived in Hell originally, in Bator. And after casting the legend lore spell, Pocket was able to discern that this was an item. It was taken from Egypt. It belonged to Vecna. It is a compendium of obscene and grotesque scenes of magic, debauchery, and other forms of debauchery.
Much knowledge.
And forbidden knowledges, powers, and a process that would usually take about 80 hours becomes condensed into this impactful ritual. And as the dark powers begin to overtake Pocket, and you can see certain features of his physical form change, I need everyone else who's present to make a wisdom saving throw.
Well, what happened at the end of the session? There was we were in a sand pit.
Nope, no. You were in the manor house, Strix's manor, and you
Was
were in
the sand
enclosed
pit before that?
room. It was before that.
Okay,
yes.
got it.
It was all settled, not an issue. You were in sort of a small enclosed room, and it's funny because I was reading this optional rule about the 9 hells from the DM's guide, and usually it takes place after the end of a long rest, but your party is very worn, very weary, traveling, and so yes, if you could make a wisdom saving throw, everyone.
11.
I got 9.
Oh my
Oh,
god. Copernicus
sequence.
also rolls lowly.
Wisdom saving throw 18.
You do not need to roll pocket. You've already failed your charisma save. Holy
one
shit.
being
Okay, everyone in the party's alignment
Oh
is
my god, thank God.
changed
Oh my god,
to
thank
evil.
God.
Lawful evil.
Ruzo was already lawful evil. Just let that be
If it
known.
was not the case already, Ruzo, your alignment changes to true, or to neutral evil.
Oh my god, Blake.
Yeah.
I'm saying this out of character. This is a
Oh, yeah.
this is a good thing for you.
Okay, cool. I can imagine. I could have gotten evaporated. Like, I'm not even
You
gonna.
can also see that Copernicus appears to have some darkness, so it's like a dark aura takes
Oh,
over
thank
everyone
God.
in the room, and their heads are bowed. And Pocket, would you like to describe what, if any, changes undertake you?
So, at this point, you just... Pocket's back is turned to you. The book is lying open on the ground. Dark, evil essences pouring out of it. I have my pack in front of me, and my face is in it, and I'm like just going at it like a ravenous dog at a horse trough, just eating every scrap of food there is out of my bag. And you see
And
that
you can hear the sound of bones rattling from you and and also from outside of the room. Go ahead and continue.
so yeah, he just keeps eating everything in there, and he's scraping at the bottom of the bags. He throws it on the ground. He looks over behind you, and his eyes have just turned into black marbles, with hints of this black mist streaming from them, with these two just pinpricks of red in the center of them, and I just fly past you all, making a tiny little just sonic boom as I soar into Strix's kitchen and begin to eat everything in sight. And as I sail past you, you smell a sour, stinging, putrid stench waft off of me. And
Like
I just...
sourdough.
As Strix is yelling or doing whatever, I am destroying her kitchen, eating everything in sight, and visibly growing more and more plump.
I think Blake will look on it a little bit in kind of just like disgust, but also like morbid curiosity. Blake is also turned evil, so I guess she'll say something like, "Could you just keep the noise eating
What the
sounds
fuck
down?
are you looking at, bozo?
Hey, keep it down, okay? Some of us have good hearing. I can hear you from my room."
Hey, you can't do... What is wrong with your eye? Oh my god.
I look at Strix. I
Strix.
sniff. Is Strix evil?
She stares at you with some horror. Make an Arcana check.
15.
You, with that, and with your Rod of Alertness, you're able to tell that although this may not be a evil creature, they have some kind of contract with Asmodeus, or they've made some kind of infernal contract which appears to exist in their aura. So you might just think of them as like a lesser being.
I just ignore her and keep eating her food.
And she said, "Oh, I know that look. I know what that look was. You."
Also, I have the book tucked under my arm, or I've stuffed it into my bag of holding. I always keep it with me in a paranoid fashion.
gone barmy. Oh, okay, now you've gone barmy.
I have no, not barmy. I've never known more than I know now. Okay, little lady. All I know right now, though, aside from all those infinite things that I know, is that I'm fucking hungry. Okay, so I'm gonna eat, and then when I'm done eating, then we'll talk about what we're gonna do after that. Okay?
Should we go?
Y'all are gonna stay right there.
You are probably all still, or maybe just coming out of the passageway, where you were. And I just need to check something. Sorry. So yes, you come out and you see this scene. Pocket says this to you. How do you react?
Fuck that. I'm going to my room. I want to sleep.
Yeah,
Veronica
I'd
says,
rather not watch you
I-
debase yourself anymore.
Yeah, I
We
just
can
kind of
discuss our plans tomorrow.
watch them as they creep off to wherever in the building.
Cool. Like, we'll give like the mean girl style that she leaves, just like.
And Strix pulls her staff over and says, "I'm not going with you guys, or with you."
I didn't
And
say you
attempts
had to
cast
go.
a spell.
I counterspell her.
You're gonna have to roll for it.
What level is her spell?
It's a level 7.
Oof.
Oh god.
I counterspell at the 5th level. And 10 plus the DC.
Someone's bitten off more than he can chew. I like to think Pocket, even in evil state, recognizes a good pun.
I roll a 19 on the die plus all 6 if it's plus stuff.
1 second. Go ahead and make a D100 roll for me as well as you attempt to cast the counter spell.
98.
Oh. And one more D100.
Jesus. 58.
Cool. So, what instead happens is that the spell is deflected, and Strix's force cage imprisons. You can see it looks like a magical chicken coop, or part of a chicken coop, and it restrains her essentially.
You are the bird.
How did you use my magic against me?
I am
What is
more
that?
magical than you will ever be, little witch.
Oh great, another
I
wizard.
don't like this. And
Yeah,
she's just.
I've
stuck
got her
in-
trapped in the cage, and I've got her
looks at you
pastries.
Very paranoid, like yeah.
These taste like shit, by the way.
That's not very nice.
They're
Stuff doesn't
horrible.
store
They're
in hell.
terrible. Who said you
It's
could
not
be
my
a
fault.
baker? I'll
I'm
show
not.
you. I'll show you a true baker. I'll show you what a real baker can do. And then I'm going to go to work in her kitchen, creating the most vile pastries ever seen.
Oh, activated charcoal pastries. Just like.
Dark. Imagine a dark bakery.
The worst part about them is that they're nutritious enough to keep you alive while you're being force-fed them.
That's fucked up.
I think I think Blake is now watching out of pure curiosity, just like, yeah.
Yes. Salt.
I mean,
salt.
retreat, but we're still kind of watching.
Ah, the salt of their tears.
Copernicus pulls you aside, Ruzo, and says, "You know, now is the last chance. If we want to get out of here, probably gonna get us out."
I have a evil chef's hat on, and I'm reading from the Book of Vile Darkness like a cookbook.
Yeah, it's like the
Leaving
Titus
might be-
Andronicus.
There's
might be
literally
an
recipes in here.
What's your plan, little guy?
Well, I was thinking I'd try and banish myself again.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Commit planar suicide. Banish.
I don't trust magic, to be honest. I mean, you've seen what's happened with them and that whole debacle over there. I'm not sure I trust magic right now.
Can I roll to be in this conversation, like perception-wise?
Make a perception check.
Thank
They're
you.
being a bit furtive. Ruzo especially.
Oh god, 17.
Just check.
That's with a low. I love Blake. I'm gonna miss him.
You were just able to notice this conversation happening, and given the expressions, your owl senses and your acute hearing, yes, your Pocket is the only one who's happily aloof to this.
Yes, and if I bake this into it, I'll be able to kill them in fell swoops.
Well, we're already in hell, vampire. Like, you know, where's he gonna
That's
banish
my
us to?
poison.
Ooh, purple worm's blood, the most potent.
I was saving those.
But yeah, where are we gonna get banished to that's worse than hell, realistically? Come on. What the risk?
Well, in theory, this spell would send us back where we came from.
That's it,
But
if
if we're
it
going
works.
together, yeah, it might do something weird.
I'll make the most evil ube.
If it takes a summer nasty, then it can't be worse than she's just gonna gesture behind her at the evil chef with the cage. Like, can't be worse than that.
I mean, maybe we could test it on the evil chef with the cage.
Yes, I like this plan.
Yeah.
Treachery.
You know, I did hear him talking about your wand a little bit earlier, dude. Like, you
What?
know? Yeah, he
You
was
questioned my power.
no, he was just talking about wands, you know, like specifically yours. I don't know like what he meant, but you know, he
Tell
seemed
me
really
what he
interested.
said. What did he say?
I don't know. I only have such good hearing. I've been to too many gigs. He just, you know, he seemed like he really wanted something and he was talking about wands.
He'll face my wrath.
Oh no.
And so while you're in the midst of a monologue, a well-crafted monologue,
I see him coming at me, and I say, oh shit. Oh. I'm trying to think of what you would call if, like, let's say I'm the head chef, and I've got someone below me.
Sous chef?
Sous chef.
Sous chef, and I cast Dominate
Yeah.
Monster on him, using Command Evil, a property of my book, which allows me to use an action to dominate an evil target. The save is DC 18 Wisdom saving throw.
okay,
There's my sous chef.
and you see Copernicus, who rolls a natural 20.
God damn it! Actually, no. I'm going to make him re-roll with a chronal shift.
I love that move. Can I get it?
Sous
This
chef.
music.
And see.
Ooh. Can I assist in resisting? Is
I'm
that a
ca-
thing you can do?
No, I don't think so.
Hmm.
Not unless you have like
Nope.
an ability that gives someone like bonuses on their
Wouldn't
saving
exactly
throws.
work. The only thing that I could think of would be that it is also magical and therefore possibly subject to the spell plague.
It's from the book,
chronal
so it's
shift.
up to you.
It just roll a d100 and we'll see. I
Let me be
imagine that it's probably
powerful. I
gonna
have
be-
I'm one of the most powerful artifacts in the multiverse.
I know.
63.
The intensity of the magic and the spell plague as such. You'll roll contested rolls. They say no, you won't, and your magics sort of meet in the middle, and you find both of you have incredibly powerful magical items, and the two of them are now sort of at odds. And there's an informal Harry Potter duel. Let's settle this with.
It's more. It's except it's like two of the Death Eaters fighting each other.
Yeah.
Oh, wizards. Oh,
Pretty got a weird
have
sense of deja vu here. Can't quite pinpoint it though.
an
you wanna, like,
Arcana
go into the other
roll
room?
off.
You what?
Let's roll off Arcana. We'll do it 3 times.
3 times.
Mm-hmm.
$24. A natural 1, so a little 11. And 24.
Wow. Cool. Let me just check one more thing.
And Pocket is like, he's now gone from, a little fairy to like the size of a bowling ball. With his arms like out on his sides, he has grown quite much.
I'm imagining built like the rat from Zootropolis or Zootopia. Just like the big gangster rat that's like.
There's an archetype of character.
There is
that I'm
one of
imagining.
those in Courage the Cowardly Dog, too.
Ah.
So what happens?
So, that's a wonderful question. Your spell is able to exceed theirs, and
You will be my sous chef.
Copernicus's will persists. Never! I'll never bow to you. And when the spell reaches them, they instead fall into their own banishment, essentially. And there is a magical discharge, and we will say that there's a discharge of wild magic, and the group of you are turned into swirling spears of necrotic energy and shot into the air and disappeared into a different plane. And Strix is left alone as the force cage that she
The bird
attempted
cage
to
of her own
cast.
creation.
Yeah.
It's honestly
It
fitting for
slowly
that character somehow.
disappears, and she begins like weeping into her hands. And then the camera pans over Hell and closer to the city of Dis. A different party travels together by necessity, by conniving, by happenstance. Let's go ahead and introduce our new characters. Whoever would like to start can go ahead. Just describe who your character is, what they look like, and then we'll get into all the nitty gritty details.
I just got sent a fucking email by a client. So is it cool if I just take a couple minutes to reply to that while you guys do yours?
You do not have to go first. That's fine.
Can we actually maybe just take 5 at this point?
Yeah. Why don't we just
Yeah.
take a second to mourn our innocence?
Because I have created my character, but I haven't really thought about who they are yet. I just need a few moments
That's okay.
for that.
And there has to be some kind of pretext for you all to be traveling in hell together.
I
at the
assume
very
you'll
least,
give that to us.
Well, I have the context that I understand to be the case.
Are we from Sigil?
You are not necessarily from Sigil, no. I don't think David's character is from Sigil.
I don't think it's likely my character's from Sigil, but I don't know where they'd be from.
That's cool, we can't talk about it.
I'm just gonna make mine
But,
Sigil just because that's where the main campaign is
All
based.
good. You could have just
Anyone
fallen
can be
into
from
a portal.
Sigil. Yeah.
But if you need a couple minutes, I'm going to take a couple of
Yeah.
minutes as well. And,
I'm gonna change the music.
It was a good choice of music. It really made it. I have a little friend here to say hi.
Yeah, now that we're these characters, I don't know if you've looked at the Book of Vile Darkness yet. but when you get a chance, you can just look at that. I sent you a link to it.
Thank you. And I am back from my message. Book of Vile Darkness. So, was this the Vecna thing you had?
Yeah, and then I had to
Nice.
roll a whole bunch of properties for it, which were all of these.
Oh my god.
The last one is why it was a good thing Blake turned evil.
Because you were going to turn her into food.
No, I mean, read,
Oh wait, no.
read
My
the
bad.
last part.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't put what the quest was. The quest was to rid Baitor or whatever plane you're on of any person's not aligned evil. So I was
Okay, yeah, no, it's very good that Blake would.
I
But
was
also,
about to do everything I could to kill you.
no, I'm not going to pretend like that would have been an even fight. One of us can fly 60 kilometers away and shoot spells, and the other one has an axe. Yeah, no, that would have been very scary.
I mean,
But,
it would have devolved quickly into me just pelting you with fire bolts, but I would, I could probably get you eventually.
it would have been more you versus the Spell Plague.
Oh my god, you're fucking right. Ugh.
But also Blake versus their own curse, because Blake would have immediately raged and then thrown up blood and probably died. So, it would have just been, just the worst fight. Also, I hate PvP in these games, so I'm very glad.
You hate what?
PvP.
Oh, right. Yeah, exactly.
5e.
It's not made for it.
Yeah, no, genuinely, it's not like Destiny. But yeah, no, this is busted. This reminds me a lot of the staff I had in the last campaign. It's a very strong item.
Derek has a penchant for throwing in overpowered artifacts.
Honestly, I'm so glad for it. I really hope that it happens again when we're statting up our new items, because damn.
While we have a moment, what were you saying about spells? Because my one is a ranger.
Some rangers have spells. If you just go
Can
to...
you? Yeah, can you just add them?
If you go... You'll know if you have them or not if you go into your spellcasting section and then, click the Manage Spells button. And if you have the option to, add anything, then you have them available to you.
So I have no known spells.
Are you able to learn any?
I've got spell slots. I think I could learn some.
One sec. Yeah, if you open the Add Spells tab under Manage Spells, you can go through and add 7 spells.
7 spells.
I recommend choosing maybe 2 third-level spells. And then maybe 3 and 3 of first and second level spells. You just don't want too many high level spells that you don't have as many slots for.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, I'm finished with my email by Derek. Just so you know.
David, it's raining.
I'm so fucking excited. It rains for like a fraction of a second while I went to the bathroom, which was great. You know.
That happened last night. It was like 2 minutes of rain. Yeah.
That's England though. Like when it rains here, it rains for like 5 minutes and then it decides to stop. It's like people are so dramatic. In Scotland, it's constantly raining. They know how to do rain. Stamina. Okay, so are we describing our characters as like in depth or as other people would know them, essentially, like in Sigil?
I think that we have enough time to describe everyone in more detail, including, I mean, how much, if any, kind of greater lore that they would necessarily be forthcoming with, or that would make sense for them to share.
Okay, cool. That's what I needed to know because I want to make sure that the things that Janus just wants to withhold a little bit are probably withheld. Layers, like an onion.
That's a cool one.
I'm actually not from Sigil.
Or how quaint.
I think I'm ready whenever everyone else is.
Same here.
I'm still looking at spells that we can go if you want.
No, we can take a few more minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna write a couple more details.
Just as a starting point, I'm gonna just pretty much steal a character's personality from a book series that I've been reading for this guy.
A DM stealing content from books?
Yeah, right.
Oh, be still my heart. You should be cool like me and steal characters from mid-2000s TV shows.
Derek look up knowingly.
Why do houses have to retain heat? Why can't they just lose it instantly?
Kitty, chili.
Huh.
David, I like that you're purely illuminated by your laptop screen.
Right, whenever I turn on my phone screen, it's like...
Oh, there it is.
Scary stories to tell them about.
I literally was about to say those words.
Right? It's the vibe I definitely spent.
Especially with the
Oh,
orange,
my life.
with what look like the orange chili Christmas lights behind you.
Oh yeah, these are actually bats, but like they're super cheap because they're from a place called Poundland. I don't know if you guys have those.
No,
So like the bats don't come through.
we call them
Very
dollar
annoying.
stores here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't have a Poundland now that I think about it. Actually, like, you would describe something different.
A Dollar General.
Dollar. Oh, that sounds kind of militaristic. I'm not gonna lie.
Dollar Generals are interesting. They're fun. I don't know. They're fun as a kid. For the most part, everything is priced at $1. Now you're gonna have some things that are outliers, like maybe but the shtick is that everything is $1. I don't know how that holds up with inflation. It's been a long time since I've been in one of these dollar stores. But they used to be the tits as a kid. Go in there with like $5 or $6 and walk out with a shit ton of candy and snacks and shit.
That's literally it. Like we have like in Poundlands, it's either like bulk stuff that's like being bought as surplus, or like just like weird kind of Polish candies that are sort of mysterious. And like, you know, you'd buy a bunch of them and it would be like so much sugar. Fuck. They also do great Halloween stuff, but again, as you can see, it doesn't hold up all the time. I've also got this gold from Poundland.
I can't see it.
And... Oh, hold up.
Ah!
Flashbang. This
it-
gold from Poundland.
It looks like the Venture Bros logo.
Yeah, and this fucking thing, it's a holographic painting that when you
Oh.
turn it one way, it's a skeleton, and the other way, it's H.P. Lovecraft.
Hell yeah.
Great. Back to my regular scheduled programming. Sorry.
Back to your what looks like a space sleeping pod.
Honestly, I feel like I'm in like a mid kind
Shuttle.
of 2011 unfriended horror movie or something.
Is Grace here?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, your camera was off.
Oh,
Yeah, I just figured you would come in and you were.
oh no, sorry.
So before we describe our characters, describe where we are, or what's around us, real quick,
Sure.
and maybe how we got here and why we are here. Before we
Well-
do the character introduction.
I can't go terribly far, but somewhere along the way.
Well, what our
you-
characters know.
Yeah, that's fine. You were tasked at a certain point by Bell and the Dark Eight to retrieve certain magical artifacts, objects, a diamond dragon claw. You can see that it has different engravings with other animals on it, like a fox, a whale, and a snake.
We were tasked by who?
Bell, who is the ruler of Avernus at this point in time.
And
And
what'd you say
the
about
Dark
a
Eight.
hateful eight? The Dark Eight.
Dark Eight, yes. which is just like a reigning organization of devil lords in the 8. Somehow your lines got crossed. This was a thing that was assigned unto you through straightforward methods or trickery. Could have signed a contract and not known.
It would have had to have been. I'm a goddamn lawful good cleric.
Okay.
Devoted to a god. So there's got to be a very good reason I'm here.
Yeah, you probably signed a treacherous contract.
So, I am Ilika Anakalathai Ogolakanu Kalagiano, but you may call me Ilikan. I am a near 7 foot tall furbolg. I have violet, lavender skin, golden hair cut into a very neat square beard around my face, cropped short and almost militaristic, but underneath a cap. I wear well, I started with this kind of armor. I wanted to ask if maybe, since I'm level 11, he may have gotten better armor at some point in his travels. If I may, I'll probably be wearing, I think it's half plate, if that's a medium armor. One sec. Yeah. He's wearing some half-plate armor.
We'll say that you have winged boots and adamantine armor.
Oh, interesting. Okay. As the voice in the sky says, there are winged boots upon his feet. And embossed on his fine armor, painted, is a symbol, a depiction of a blank scroll that is unfurled and opened, which is the symbol of his god Ogma, the god of knowledge, lord of knowledge.
And you were a cleric?
I am a cleric of Ogma, hailing from a doomed land known as Farhaven. I was tasked with gathering much elemental energy to restore my home, and became separated from my group at some point, and have been hazarding my way across the plains, trying to find a way back to my home.
This is probably your best lead on getting out.
It's the only lead I have, lest I would take other ones instead of being in this place.
But you do have a store of elemental energy as well.
Eh? From which of the elemental planes have I gathered the energy?
Fire.
Ah, perfect, because that's a place that I didn't go in my main campaign. Haha. So that's actually perfect. Very cool. So it is stored in a almost bowling ball sized crystalline orb, and you can see the red energy swirling around in it, but he keeps it tucked away and safe.
And what is the nature of Ogma as a deity? Are they the deity?
While Ogma themselves are a more neutral, I choose to live my faith and service in a lawful good type of interpretation. But Ogma themselves, well, many bards appreciate him. He's inspiring, he's inventive, he's knowledged. He was the leader of the deities of knowledge and invention. His home plane was the house of knowledge. There's an old aphorism and common prayer that Ogma's faithful like to say. An idea has no heft, but it can move mountains. An idea has no authority, but it can dominate people. An idea has no strength, but it can push aside empires. Knowledge is the greatest tool of the mortal mind, outweighing anything made by mortal hands. Before anything can exist, the idea must exist. And if you know, that's a little bit of a gist of what we're about.
Very good. That is a lot of information, and I'm glad that that somehow helped with the Farhaven context.
Yes, I am from the
Go
high
ahead.
peaks of Farhaven, which were leveled in Queen Nill's desolations, and I have been forced to walk amongst airsick lowlanders ever since. Not that they can help it, having too much air, but it makes their minds sick.
Very cool. Do not get addicted to oxygen.
Yes, yes. I have been traveling the plains trying to return my way home. I have found the company of these traveling companions, who are...
Grace, you want to go?
So my character's name is Nell Hornbeam, and I'm a ranger. So Nell is probably quite tall, like 5'10", with blonde hair, green eyes. And the first thing you'd probably notice about her is a very, very sunny personality. She's a curious person with like an optimistic spirit and a very much can-do attitude. And if I was to give a bit of backstory for her, my idea was that her parents were explorers, survivalists, and just everything in between, up until the point where they eventually just sort of settled down with their daughter. But they'd be traveling around and never really settled down in one place. But they'd like use their skills to sort of live off the land and like teach her everything. So coin was never a problem, and they just sort of moved around and made it work that way. And yeah.
And you were probably exploring somewhere, and some cursed artifact sent you to Bator in some dungeon in some desert.
Nell, I have always liked can-do attitude, good for you.
Thank you.
And the last of you.
Alright. So there was a case in Sigil that broke maybe a couple months ago that probably would have been big with adventuring circles, and you guys would have caught wind of it, like one way or another. Just
I have been to Sigil. I have traveled much.
100%. So this was invested by a private investigator, P.I. Moldman, about how about a set of mysterious circumstances. A warforged who kept going into pastry shops and buying food, but he didn't live with anyone. How do they eat it? But like, also, there's like been an influx of 8 different party members into various different guilds, and they all seem to have the exact same bearing, mannerisms, and actions. And Moldman was the person to piece together. It's the same guy. It's the same guy. One warforged out there is shapeshifting. Their name is Janus. They have somehow managed to be a druid of the moon. And it's kind of anomalous, but more anomalous, it's kind of just their attitude. They're very travel happy, and very easily pleased just by basic things. One of the things about Beitor is just they seem to be having a blast with just kind of the finer parts of Baitor. They don't like the blood pits. They think it's distasteful. They don't like the hellish bits. But the food, my gosh, like the sky looks really nice at night. You know, sometimes the screaming sounds kind of melodic if you just tone it out and listen to like really harsh melodies at the same time. You know, and that's just very Janus. And
Dude.
yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's awesome. I just can't believe our party, like we're all just like very happy, like yeah, we're can do, like happy people,
Happy-go-lucky,
like yeah,
Everyone's hell too, just like ooh.
And
What-
somehow
we have to get
Yeah.
out of hell. We have to get out of hell before
Yeah.
before it corrupts these wholesome characters.
Right. Like when you guys met Janus, it took them a month to stop pretending to be a talking bear around you guys and just open up about actually being Warforged in secret. So this is kind of like a couple months after that, and they've been slowly being like sharing more and more with you guys.
It is good for you to show us your true self. I am proud of you.
Thank you. It's good to feel at home in my own skin. But,
Meanwhile, screeching fireballs.
yeah, I was gonna say that it is funny because you are actually in much closer proximity to the ongoing blood war, which is continuing to happen. There's sort of like a canyon cliff that drops off, and at that level is just the constant sounds of fighting, explosions, screaming. Occasionally you can see a number of imps and other creatures that are actually thrown up, or parts of them that fly up into the upper planes
That's an
where
arm.
you are.
You hear an occasional wow from Janus as one gets thrown very high, and they're just like, "Ooh!" Like,
But I am
Go ahead.
also, like twitching around, like, this. I would really like to. All right, what's our next step to get out of this place? And I like
So-
swing an axe at a imp that flies by.
You know that you've just come from the dragon pits where you're able to get this diamond dragon claw. And that to the west of you, it appears as if there's the blood war. To the northeast of you is Dis, or the walls of the city of Dis. And if you continue going south or southeast, you believe that would be the direction of the crossroads that you believe are being mentioned. I can put the items that you have and what you're looking for in the chat. Just give me one
Please.
second.
well, well, I suppose travel shouldn't be a problem.
Wait, so how did we get here again? And then how did we get our task? Like, I just want to be clear on what's happening.
So you were. It was either a magical item discharging as a result of the spell plague, or a contract that I imagine in your character's case that would probably be the case. An infernal contract that you signed unknowingly.
Wow.
that transported you
I gotta think about that. That needs to be fleshed out.
probably through some sort of adventuring job or some other.
I'm
pretext.
trying to get back home. So, like,
Yeah.
I imagine that I tried booking passage on some sort of infernal or planar ship on some other plane, maybe on the fire plane, trying to get out. And I didn't
Makes
know that it
sense.
was actually devils in disguise. So I'm like signing a charter to get on their ship. And I didn't read the fine print because I don't have a very high intelligence. So
That seems pretty feasible.
maybe I unwittingly booked passage to hell.
Janus probably came here knowingly and just like accepted the job because they were like, "Well, I've never been to hell. Oh, how quaint!"
I think Nell's probably just rolling the punches, to be honest.
So we're meant to get to this crossroads, right?
That is yes, that is correct.
Well.
And I'm sorry that I can't show you the map. I only have one copy of it, and it's got information about stuff that's happening in the world that we don't know about. So,
Interesting. Well, if we don't want to fight, I suppose we could always fly there.
I only have so
Fly
much
there.
flight with my shoes.
No. It's not. I could give you a lift. See, if we're feeling lazy today.
Oh well, if we're feeling lazy,
Are we
go
feeling
ahead.
lazy?
I would never feel lazy, for laziness is a sign of not properly following, getting more knowledge.
I also wouldn't say I'm feeling lazy, but I may need some help flying.
Would we
I'm
like to
still
expend our
fairly grounded.
Well, if we want to expend our energy in a more efficient way, I'm just suggesting it. But I suppose we can go by foot.
I just
If we're
realized that
feeling-
I picked God of Knowledge with a very unintelligent character.
Oh my god, big mood.
Oh man, how wonderful, how ironic.
Well, I suppose we may as well start wandering.
Yeah, you have a rough understanding of where you are and where this thing is. If you persist in your travel, there is the road to Dis, which is actually separate from the road that the Crossroads is on. That will eventually lead back to the Blood River. And that's the closest landmark that you're aware of. In this area, there are some ashen and dilapidated trees, tall bodies of decaying oaks that litter the landscape, but everything in general is ashen and there's very little life. A red sky still persists above, and in the sort of area where the dragon pits are, sort of settled into a small pocket of a certain mountain range where you know that the goddess Tiamat is held hostage, essentially, just as the lore goes. And so I suppose the group of you continue your ways, having traveled and or having rested and sort of worked up your quest so far. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Yes. And
I think before that, I should get some other like magic items for the other characters.
right.
Oh.
Remind me, where are we going this time?
I think we're going to a crossroads. Get
We
some
need to
wood.
get some wood. Yes.
Do we know the way?
Puns aside.
A robot can't side eye you, but you feel the pressure.
I'm sorry, someone had to say it. It was there. It was low hanging fruit, I know, but it was there.
Do
So,
we know the way?
Ruzo, your character has a
Who's Ruzo?
I'm sorry.
No.
Let's
Grace.
change our names.
No.
actually. Let's do
No.
that.
Yeah, could you? Because I do read that. I'm so sorry, Grace. Nell, you have in your possession a wand of magic missiles and an oil of slipperiness, as well as 5 units of alchemist's fire.
It's safe to say I'm well stocked. So a wand of what?
Magic missiles and oil of slipperiness. I'll write it. I'll send you a message.
Sorry, I've written it down. There you go.
You have it?
Yeah, I've got it.
And the alchemist fire.
Yes, yeah.
I'll just throw them onto your character sheet.
Oh, thank you.
I'm also equipping all of your items.
Cool. So, Janus, your character also has adamantine armor and a brooch of shielding.
Nice.
Of shielding? Yeah.
Brooch of shielding. Cool.
And we'll say that you also have several disguise. You have a disguise kit, several disguise kits if you don't already.
I've added the alchemist's file, I think.
Oh, okay.
Is it breastplate or armor?
If you hit refresh, you'll see what I put on there. You can.
Oh, okay.
I just put the oil.
Is chain.
Thank
armor.
you. That's what I need. I'm so tough. Yes. Janus, yes. It is like attached to his body as well. You can see like the chain just like hanging off.
Just 1 second. You have a modified feature on yourself, Janus, also that make your eyes like Ursat's eyes. It can't be removed from your head.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't bring this up a lot. I'm gonna add that into my notes.
Oh, there's an item called the Airsat's Eye you can add.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
you
you.
can find it. I was just looking at it and I was thinking, well, what would the benefits of that be for, you know, a shapeshifter? But there are still some.
I just now saw this just picture of a Skyrim Diamond Dragon Claw.
Yeah, literally.
Oh, so finally. Okay, cool. So I guess we walk towards this thing. I don't have any spells that can help us find the way, which would have been smart, but
Wait. That's what I was asking. Do we know the way? Because I can help find the way if we don't know the way.
You know the direction.
Let's go before I waste a very powerful spell.
I like the eagerness. Yes.
Come, this crossroads won't cross itself. Off are we away.
Yes, let us off. Let us away.
Yes. So the group of you begin making your way through this ashen, dusty, what was once a forest.
As we are beginning to travel, I'm going to pull out a scroll. It's a blank scroll, which is a symbol of my god, and I'm going to toss it onto the ground and use it as augury, depending on how much it opens or closes. So casting augury, I throw my scroll onto the ground, trying to read how much it opens. And I as I throw it to the ground, I say, our arrival at the crossroads, and I toss it onto the ground. The DM chooses wheel, and woe, or nothing.
Gotcha. Just give me 1 second.
Yeah.
The scroll flattens out right and then pulls itself back in and sort of half folded, almost like the part that spins on a pinwheel, and folds back into your hands. I believe that you think that that would symbolize weal and woe.
We will have to tread carefully. We will arrive at the correct place, but there may be danger.
Well, we are in hell.
Indeed.
If we want, I could summon us a friend. You know, could help us out.
Ah,
Do a little scouting for us.
yes, if you wish, I also have means of seeing ahead.
And we'll just. You know what? No, I don't think it's necessary. I'm not going to blow the spell. No, I am going to blow the spell. I'm going to do the cool thing. Janus is going to hold out their hand and summon a beast. And it's going to be like a big, scary-looking crow. Something that looks intimidating, but like only
Oh.
so that it can kind of not get fucked with in hell.
Derek, we didn't
Yes?
roll anything for me casting a spell.
What? Oh, Jesus, you're right.
I'm,
that was augury.
I am,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh no.
sorry
You're
to admit.
No, you're absolutely correct. And
Sad to be.
it is fine. We will say,
I mean, obviously it
That-
worked.
yeah, that spell happens, and then you hear the sound of a bellow.
Uh-oh.
What is this sound? It's bellowing. What is this?
And there are multiple creatures which, seemingly from nowhere, begin charging in your direction.
Ah, what do they look
They-
like?
Resemble a cross between a boar and a bull. They're huge. They have black, almost bovine bodies with like boar heads and massive tusks and horns, which you can see have little, they look like knives attached onto them, daggers. They're rather large, and they begin running in your direction.
How many?
There are 6.
Is this initiative?
This is initiative.
My first roll of the character, a natural 20.
Oh fuck.
I got a 24 initiative.
80.
Oh my god. 19, which is 21.
Come, companions. We are eager for battle.
If you could put your initiatives in the chat.
Leave one of them alive for me. We will bind it to our service. I yell out an infernal at them. Come, foul beasts!
Okay. Nelly.
Oh, Nelly. Oh, Nelly. Oh, Nelly. Yeah.
Only my enemies call me Nelly.
No, fuck it. Let's do the cool thing.
Okay, Illican, you're the first to act. These creatures have formed a half ring around you and are beginning to charge.
Come, come, meet Ogma. You will be welcome. And with a smile, I extend my arms out with my mace in one hand and a spear in the other. And I cast Spirit Guardians.
Very good.
Should I just roll something first before I even bother explaining anything?
Well, it's a 15-foot radius, right?
Well, it's a spell, so...
Oh, yes. D100.
85.
Very good. That is another D100.
5.
Very strange. So you're flying, right, while this
No.
happens? Okay, I'm just asking.
No. Assume I'm walking, unless stated otherwise.
Got it. You are walking, and when you cast the Spirit Guardian spell, your childhood home also appears in the sky over some of these creatures and falls down
Mama?
on a lot of them, 4 of them specifically. Do you want to describe what your childhood home looks like?
It is a mountain.
Oh no! Backup characters. Dead already.
It is the easternmost peak of the mountain.
So we'll say that it's essentially just like a mound that you can see that lands on top of multiple creatures at this point, covering or mostly covering them. And the other 2 begin.
Do my
Is that your-
spirit guardians come forth?
Yes, but the your opponents are not yet in range.
No, yes, but so my home crushes my enemies, and my ancestors protect me. As you see, spiritual furbolgs flittering in and out with golden radiance swirling all around me for 15 feet. Welcome to what my people call the Blender.
And that's your turn?
So yes, I cast it. It is an action to cast. Let me just double check. I haven't really looked at my special abilities yet. See if we got what do I got under bonus actions. Okay. I'm going to move towards the creatures.
Okay.
Moving my ancestors
so
with me.
we'll say that it's like the middle 4 that are buried at this point, and there's one on the left and one on the right. So
There's only
do you
two.
move
There's only
towards-
2 left.
There are only 2 that are exposed. Do you think that the other ones probably take some damage, and they may or may not be able to escape from underneath the
Companions,
mound?
deal with these 2. And I just step up next to the mound of them buried.
Well, I was gonna speak of animals to try and find out what their deal was.
These
but
are
I feel like
not
we've burnt that
animals.
bridge.
These are infernal creatures. Beasts of the hells.
Will animal friendship work on beasts?
Beasts I use loosely. They are infernal creatures. Devils.
Okay, yeah. Infernals, cool. Well, that makes... Mm,
But I will mercilessly shred the creatures that are buried with my ancestors.
jeez. Okay, cool.
So do you attempt to make your to move within close
I
proximity to
step
them
up
during
to
your
it.
turn? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So when they begin their turns, they need to make a save, I believe. Correct?
Yes. One sec. Uh, int. Okay. Yes.
Okay. And is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
No. I stand next to the mound, chanting prayers to Ogma.
Got it. At the end of your turn, it is now the creature's turn, so they need to make that save. What kind is it?
It will be a Wisdom saving throw versus 16.
Got it. They roll, let's see. They roll separately. They each pass.
So they'll take half damage.
Half damage, yes, that's correct. And it is radiant damage.
Yes. 10 damage, so 5.
And you hear screeching from underneath the mound.
Ooh.
And the ground itself is sort of shaking underneath you at this point.
And that's my turn.
Cool.
Or that's their turn, sorry. They started their turn
It's
there.
the beginning of their
Yeah.
turn, yes. And so the two who are on the sides are going to attempt to trample Nell and Janus. Let's see. It's going to roll to hit each of them. The one that's attempting to attack Nell rolls a 17. Does that
Chris?
hit Grace?
What am I looking for?
Your AC?
Oh, 12. So,
Wow.
yes.
Well, I
Good.
mean, the both of us asked for better armor. Would it be fair that Nell also maybe has slightly better? It wouldn't be 17, but
No, I imagine it would be something like 15.
I'll throw some
Yeah, because I just have leather armor at the moment.
proficient.
Yeah, just,
have-
I mean, it doesn't, even if it's just a random AC modifier, that's what I imagine it would be. So yes, this still
Okay.
does hit you. Yeah, padded or studded,
Here,
it
scale
doesn't really
mail.
matter.
Here, I'll throw it into your pack,
Okay.
and you can refresh the page.
Okay, cool, got it. But yes, it does hit.
Gotcha. So that does 19 points of bludgeoning damage, and you're knocked prone. As the Gothra runs past you, screeching.
Also, you can uncheck all of the little checkboxes for your spells since you haven't used any of them yet.
Oh, okay.
And the one to hit Janus rolls a 21.
Hits. Gosh, if that didn't hit. Jeez.
I know. And that's for 15 points of bludgeoning. You are knocked prone, and as the creatures run by, I need the both of you to make charisma saving throws.
Charisma, no. Oh god, 6.
21.
Nice.
You are scared, Janus.
Oh, I'm immune. I think I'm immune to fear.
If you're immune to fear, then it doesn't work, but you tremble in your robot boots for a second at least.
Ooh.
And then you remember you're not afraid.
Yeah.
And then, Nell, you're fine. You're like, oh, wait, I'm not programmed to feel that.
Deactivating fear.exe.
I thought I got that bug.
Yeah.
And there's one more thing. One more thing. So the ground underneath you continues to quake, but no creatures emerge at this point. It is now Yanusa's turn.
I think Janus is going to. Actually, I don't even think they need to stand up. Janus is just gonna, from their prone position, be like, I really hoped we'd have been lazy today. And I think there's going to be just like an absolute large puff of smoke as they use Wild Shape. And they transform into what immediately looks to you like a plesiosaurus. But as like the smoke kind of begins to clear, you realize it's taller and it has wings. It's a Quetzalcoatlus.
Ugh, strange
Holy
lowlander
Jesus.
creatures.
Its wings start to beat, and he takes he kind of
Okay.
takes off from the ground. But I want to be close enough that you guys can jump onto the Quetzalcoatlus. But I think as this happens, it's going to go to the one that's closest to Nell and peck at it. Just give it a good peck.
Sure,
That could
make
be-
your attack roll. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's +5 to hit, which is basically me rolling a chalet. So give me a sec. 19?
19 does not hit.
Wow. Okay, dang. In that case, I get 2 bite attacks. Now, how in danger are you?
I could take a few punches or a few hits.
Perfect. Is your AC more than 8 if you're willing to get bit? Or less than 8 if you're willing to get bit? Because they're going to try and scoop you up and just get you out of harm's way.
Okay.
Because this is a
My
giant.
AC's 15.
Would you willingly be hit by this so you can get scooped out of harm's way?
Okay. I'm willing to take the chance.
Yeah, cool. So Janus, after missing like
Let's roll the
hitting one of these
dice.
weird bisons, just like gingerly kind of scoops up Nell and flies off,
Okay.
like making a very weird kind of throat noise. It tries not to swallow you, and just begins kind of
Thank
circling
you.
the battlefield from above. Oh,
Yeah, you're kind of gargling.
yeah. Very cool. And that's my turn. We're now circling above the battlefield at I don't know, maybe 10, 20 feet up.
Yeah, cool. Nelly, it's your turn. You have this aerial view from this short distance. You
It's
can see-
Nell. It's not Nelly.
I see you've chosen to be my enemy.
Oh, the
Sorry to
misery.
report.
So I will try and crawl out of the creature's mouth and try and get onto a position onto its back. And then...
Yeah, just make me an acrobatics check to see how well you're able to
Okay.
execute this maneuver at this height.
God. Okay.
Don't that one. Please don't that one.
21.
Nice.
Wait, was that
Yeah.
I think that might have been a natural
It
20.
is because you have 1 acrobatics.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're able to totally deftly describe how is it that you kind of get out of this, or what is it that where do you want to be ultimately? How do you get there?
So I imagine that I'm in this creature's mouth and I kind of put my arms up onto the top of its beak and swing a leg over and try and climb up into its beak, climb over its head and sort of end up on its back.
Almost
So
like
I'm almost
sliding
riding it. Yeah.
like
You see,
yeah, like a fire pole.
You see Janus get visibly a little bit distressed when you climb up it over in front of his eyes, and he's like, "Oh!"
And then I have a longbow, so I'm going to try and shoot one of the remaining creatures on the ground.
Sure, go ahead and make your attack roll.
So that's 20. That's not a natural 20 though. And then
20
7 damage. It's 20 to hit.
Yeah, we're gonna say that you find purchase and you think it does some damage. Yeah. You do hit.
So
You
it's
appear to hit.
7 damage.
You have a thing in your feats, I think, called like Monster Slayer that gives you like an extra thing when you hit a monster.
Oh yeah,
don't-
just make sure that
don't
you're
know if I have
checking out stuff
feats.
like that.
Check
Oh,
out your actions
Definitely
and
have
all,
No.
feats.
It's
and
under
then scroll down.
features and traits is the tab you're looking for.
Oh, okay.
I'll make you another cheat
You
sheet
also-
with your permission, if that's okay.
You also shoot twice on a turn.
Yeah. So that's your first
Ooh.
attack.
You get another shot.
And these are larger creatures, like.
Oh
let me
yes,
see.
here it is.
So that was a nat 27. That was a natural 20 to hit.
So, Colossus Slayer. Once per turn, when you hit a creature with a weapon attack, the creature takes an extra D8 of damage if it is below its HP maximum. So you've got a lot of new stuff for your
that
character.
That one was at its HP maximum, though.
Okay, so you don't got it.
On its second hit,
Okay.
though, which was a crit.
Was it?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's
So
natural
also roll that
27, natural
D8.
20.
Cool. Roll your damage die twice, and then roll the Monster Slayer die twice.
Okay.
Big damage.
So the damage, am I just rolling it again in addition to the one I've already done? Or am I rolling it twice?
So this is the second hit. It's a critical, which means you're gonna roll twice the dice.
Yeah.
So-
Okay. So it was 10 on that one and 7 before. Okay, and then...
Yeah, you just add like another unit.
And then 3. 20.
20.
And that's with
Got it.
the
Yeah,
2D
altogether.
That's with the 2d8s from your Colossus Slayer ability also.
Oh, those 2 d8s.
Because you critted.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you just did one, do another one.
Where are you going?
Getting through the math.
26 altogether.
And so you get to
Wow.
do that extra d8 once every turn as long as the creature has been hurt.
Okay.
Yeah, as you get a chance, just scroll through your features and traits page. It's where all of your new special abilities are.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get used to this character.
Yeah, welcome to the middle of a very high level new character.
Big mood.
So
That's why I wild shaped immediately. Because I'm like, I don't know how to be a druid. I can be a bird though.
No, you're doing it. This is being a druid.
Not that much has changed, I guess.
No.
So, okay, Giannis turned into a bird. You're flying on their back and shooting down arrows. You've struck this creature very palpably. And is that your turn?
That is my turn.
It is now Illican.
Aha. I am still standing next to the mound. Are these creatures able to... have they been able to writhe out of the mound at all?
Not quite yet, although you can hear and feel the stirrings underneath you.
Underneath me?
Yeah, because you're on the mound.
I'm standing next to it. If I have to be
Okay.
on it to be getting whatever.
If
I
you-
didn't
it would
realize
make
I
more
was.
sense if you were on it. Yeah, it's like a mound of dirt, but you recognize it as your home.
Got it.
You can see Yes wants to like sweep by and pick you up. Like it's kind of like clearly circling around to make a run for you.
What's your intelligence, Nell?
10. Oh no, sorry, I'm not now.
Oh, uh, uh, sorry, I've just off the tap. 16.
Your in your passive intelligence tells you that that probably would be the best strategy to pick up your companion, and you know that their armor is lightweight because of its magical qualities.
Yeah, we could do a flyby.
Haha, not until I have smote my foes.
He needs to smote his foes. Let him be.
Yes.
Is it smote or smite?
Smit? They'll be smitten.
I also
Okay,
think
Jeff.
canonically you would know that Janus is like 4 years old. So like, yeah, like they think it's just Smith. Like Warfords just be like that.
Nell's just like a huge language nerd, so.
If I had more if only there was time. Let's see. I'm going to I'm just going to I'm going to continue standing on this mound. Are the other two, are either of them their attention on me now that I'm the only person on the ground?
Yes, it does appear as if they have turned their attention in your direction, although they are about 40 feet, 45 feet away from you.
I am going to stand fast on the mound, keeping these guys pinned down by my ancestors, and prepare an action to attack. I'm gonna ready myself to attack either of the creatures should they charge towards me. I put my mace on my belt and I lower my spear in a defensive posture.
Facing the ones that are not at the mound.
I mean, yeah, there's a bunch that are buried under dirt. I'm not worried about them right now. They're being assailed by my guardians. I'm standing on them trying to kill them. This is where my character's head is at. And then there's two that are actually a threat. So, yeah, I'm watching the two that are a threat.
Okay,
If either of them try to attack me, I ready an action to attack them.
let's just do a reflex check. Could you make me a dexterity check?
For what?
For what happens next, Keaton?
God damn you. 5. I wanted to
5.
use my turn to ready an action.
I know.
5.
I know. You faced in the opposite direction, and is your turn over? You're readying your action, and at the end of your turn, as such, the dirt underneath you begins to it comes up. Essentially, the ground bursts.
Oh, jeez.
The combined strength of the two. Oh gosh, what are they?
Is this the
called?
start of their turn?
Two creatures, yes.
Okay, they
the
take damage.
Jothra. They have to make what is it? Wisdom saves.
Yes.
They both fail.
Very good.
The ones that are coming out of the mound, and the other ones you can hear on the inside are essentially exploded. You think there's an eruption or explosion as if from the center crater, and little beams of light appear to erupt, and that is partially what pushes out the two that are partially or most of the way submerged. They come out and kind of at your back.
14 damage.
14 points of damage. Got it.
Radiant damage.
Yes, we will say that. And as they're coming out, they are gonna turn around while their speed is actually 40. So they're all just gonna attempt to gore into you.
I raised my spear.
You really did say this was your hill to die on. We could
Oh,
have
man.
saved you by now.
Blake might be gone, but her spirit lived on in that moment.
I try attacking one of them.
Say that they come back around, and you are able to get your held back attack off, and so you get an attack, but you're knocked prone.
It's 15 to hit.
15 to hit is your attack.
Yeah.
Do you have multi-attack?
No.
Okay. Cleric, that level without multi-attack? Crazy.
It's because I'm a caster.
Knowledge. Yeah.
I'm not a paladin, I'm a cleric.
I know. So, yes, you're unable to get your attack off. And
A 15 doesn't hit.
A 15 does not hit, no.
Got it.
And so the creatures are going to rush you. One of them rolls a 16. One of them rolls a 22.
Right.
15. And the other one rolls a natural 1.
That's 2 hits.
The 16 and the 22.
Yeah.
Got it. One of them that rolls a natural 1 on the die, the only one that hasn't taken any damage, rolls in, tries to trample you, but plunges themselves into the mound of dirt as it begins to fall down.
Also, every single one of them that just now entered my range needs to make their wisdom saving throw.
Yes, that's true. And one of them fails. How much was it? 15? 14.
Do I not roll again for the new ones?
Go ahead.
Okay. 13.
Got it.
How much damage do I take from the first attack?
I'm just rolling that now. Constant dice rolling, staying on our toes. Ah, there's my d6.
AVR, always be rolling.
It's 15 points.
I maintain concentration on my spirit guardians. Is that the first attack?
The second one is 14 points.
I continue to maintain concentration. Ancestors, protect me! Agma, guide me!
Yep, and I believe that's the beast's turn. Janus?
Oh, cool. So, an enactment of what happens. Janus comes over and is like, hello. Like, do you want to get picked up?
Sure. Yes, please.
Very cool. Get fucking plucked out of the ground. Let me roll for that because I like rolling.
Tap the ground.
Oh, nat 20 to pick you up. Go. I get extra damage dice on saving my friend. Very cool. So Illichon is saved, and like I think Giannis is gonna go for the injured ball. I think.
We'll say that you are able to get an attack off.
Yeah, because I have a plan. A very. I miss.
With your natural 20? I don't think so.
No, my natural 20 was to pick up to pick up Illichon. The other roll is a 15, which definitely misses.
It doesn't really do damage though, so if you have... Do you have claw?
So basically, my plan was to pick up one of these bison because the Quetzalcoatlus has a thing where they can just gulp someone like a pelican.
Oh
And then
yeah,
I'll
this is not.
regurgitate it.
No, this is not very feasible with these creatures, anyways.
No,
That would
yeah,
not be,
like
that would not be fun for you.
yeah, exactly. Like I think half of it is missing, half of it is Giannis thinking twice.
Yeah,
And,
I hope so.
you see the Quetzalcoatlus taking off a little bit higher again, just away from the battlefield. It's like, well, should we stick around? Like, do you
What?
Want
No,
to
we
kill
should go.
Can you speak in this form?
We should.
No, but it's communicated somehow.
No. I mean, how?
Oh
that's
god,
not a hand
you
wave.
hear kind of like distressed grunting from the bird as it kind of circles round for like a
Like
couple.
point-
Our
It's like-
bird friend
yeah.
is right. We should make our way to the crossroads.
Signaling for Nell to respond. Like, crossroads?
Yeah, to the crossroads.
Sick.
Onward.
Nice. Fucking this bird spins round with its stupid like 180 foot fucking speed and just goes to where we think the crossroads are. I think I might overshoot it with that. No, my flight is 80 feet. My bad. Okay, cool.
Do you have any like nature or anything like that?
Which nature? I'm a druid.
Just
Okay,
make a
I have-
nature
You're
check.
not proficient in nature, though.
Oh no, I have a 0 nature, and I rolled a 9. I have good survival though.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm sorry, I'll be right back.
No, it's fine. You fly up in the direction. Go ahead, go ahead.
Can I help with the nature? Because I'm proficient in it.
Well, I think that you don't become aware of the situation
Okay.
until you're a little bit further along. But the trajectory path that your companion immediately takes is one that puts you a little bit closer to the blood war, and your probably ranger instincts go off when you are able to see the canyon break and the massive armies of devils and demons
Oh no.
just in full combat. And you also notice well, make a perception check.
That was a natural 1. I have 7.
So you notice that there appear to be combatants that are like human, possibly, or of some other faction than the purely demonic or the devils themselves. Just something interesting to you, even with that roll. And you finally kind of snap to and realize that this might not be the ideal path when you notice that there's an encampment almost directly underneath the group of you, with a plume of black smoke trailing up from it and a number of hidden gray tents that have been systematically placed along the sort of cliffside. This sort of canyon
Oh.
space.
Oh no.
What do you do?
Oh, I fell asleep for a moment. The lulling of the flying was very peaceful. What did I miss?
You look around and you can see the blood war.
Also a
taking
concussion, I
place
think.
to the northwest of you, at the edge of where the cliff goes in the canyon space where you sort of are. And there are humans that appear to be fighting in this blood war.
Ugh.
And you're right above an encampment, gray tents that are attempted to camouflage themselves into the canyon side, the cliff space.
Is it
but
the
there's also a
crossroads?
plume of black smoke. It is not the crossroads. No.
Ah. Well, we should keep flying. I don't like the look of this place. I'm going to I think, fall unconscious for another moment. Yes, that's a concussion. One second.
Oh, okay.
As you're flying,
We should get out of here.
Three large, two of them are crossbow size, but one of them is like like the massive old war machines.
Ballista.
Shoot off arrows, yeah, like a ballista.
Or trebuchet?
They fly in your direction. Essentially, a
Trebuchet is one rock.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Trebuchet.
That's right. Hardly
I'm
know
awake
it.
again.
A ballista, and a couple of crossbow bolts fly up, and
Hey.
three of them find purchase in you.
On
I've
who?
already rolled the ballista in your bird friend,
Oh,
Janus.
and it is, as they say in the biz, an assload of damage.
can I simultaneously mitigate some of the damage by curing wounds?
Yes.
Do
One
we
second.
do our characters know about the spell plague?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's 30 from the ballista and then 15 between the two arrows. Coming into a total of 45 points of damage.
At the same time, I've got my hands on their back, and I'm, well, does that immediately knock you out of Quetzalcoatl form? Or can
No,
I
Quetzalcoatl has like 55 HP.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Let me check the thing for you just now.
have to reach 0, I believe.
Yeah. Oh, hit points 102. I'm fine.
Wait, what are you looking at? What is this? What is this?
Quetzalcoatl is on the wiki.
If it's on the wiki, it's not real.
Oh, you're kidding.
Shape.
What the fuck?
An actual Quetzalcoatl has 30 hit points.
But I'm so big. Okay, that would knock me out of bird form then.
Unless I could mitigate some of that damage with a Cure Wounds. It's up to the DM if that's cool.
I can also cure wounds if it fails or if something goes horribly
I
wrong.
think. 1 second.
Oh my god. I do have 30 hit points.
Never use the
feel like-
D&D wiki. Just as a rule of thumb. Or at least, not never, but like, if you're trying to like play a character like by the official rules, if it's on there, it's not real.
Got it. Thank you.
I think roll the healing. If you see this happening, you're able
Yeah.
to react. That's your intention. Go ahead and roll to see if it's enough. If you get more
Okay.
than 15, then yes.
I'm gonna cast out the second level and heal him for 10 plus. So for 18.
Cool. So you're just barely able to hang on, and you're very badly bloodied. This the ballista is a natural 20 to hit, and it lands directly into your breast.
Yikes. Fucking okay. Yeah, you know, I like to imagine that Janus was just like looking at the blood war and kind of didn't realize that bird eyes aren't as good as like normal eyes. So like they were trying to get a closer look, and that's why they ended up flying over the battlefield. They're just like, I want to see. I want to see.
Well, this
Ow!
is a specific encampment that you've discovered.
Jet. Well, I will jet away from the encampment at 80 fly speed per round, as quick as possible.
Or
Oh, plus dash.
160 if you dash.
160.
Cool. Yeah. You fly. You begin flying in the direction that you believe is correct.
I think it makes sense for me to land though, because I don't want to just fly everywhere. It feels like cheating, and also
It's not cheating.
I don't want to get
certain-
shot again. I don't
Well,
want to get shot again.
At a certain point, you are rather exhausted and you have to carry these creatures. So we can say that you get yourself clearly out of harm's way. And then you are, you want to keep going, but you fall to the ground with exhaustion.
That'll do,
Yeah.
bird. That'll do.
As you like say that, there's a big puff of smoke, and again, like replaced where the Quetzalcoatlus was is just like a robot completely sprawled out, like face down, like.
You are a remarkable creature, Janus.
How are you doing, buddy?
I think I swallowed something, and I don't have a stomach in this body. It feels I've got a bit of indigestion.
I have.
I looked down at my boots as you said that, just to make sure they're still there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast another Cure Wounds. This one on myself.
I'm sorry for biting both of you. I hope it didn't hurt.
Not as much as those beasts.
Oh, would you need help?
I've pat myself on the head a little bit, though I still have some cuts.
Is that a yes to needing help? Because Jonas is very willing to help and very willing to blow spell slots.
Yes, please.
Cool. I'm gonna cure wound. Bang. Is it? Should I do it first level?
It's fine, yes.
Okay, cool. Dang.
I've also done a first level cure wound.
12. You get 12 HP.
Ah, I'm almost tip-top. Very good, thank you.
No worries. You need to be careful. Human skulls are so. Oh, sorry. Realizing what he said.
I am a furbolg. Our skulls are very thick.
No, good. Not made of steel, though. He'll say under his breath. Cool.
So we've
Some call us the thicket-headed people around, he says proudly.
okay. Oh, okay.
Cool. So, is the consensus that you're planning on resting?
I think we should keep walking until
I'm
we get to the
fine.
crossroad.
Yeah, we have all just killed ourselves.
Yeah. No longer a bud.
I must achieve my goals.
He's very goal orientated, you see.
Unlike that
But
last
yes,
bunch
we
of
should go
shows,
on.
we get our objectives done.
Fair enough. So you continue to make your way through the plains of Bator, and it appears as if a storm is a brewing. A light fire rain begins to fall from the sky, making
No.
things ever so slightly hotter, but not at this point posing a threat in terms of damage. But it is very lightly raining fire from the sky. As you continue to make your way, you notice that the plains become slightly more flat croppings. But it's still mostly just barren, ashen landscape for as far as you can see, until eventually you make your way to a stone road that you know is the road to Dis, and along the pathway you can see that there are a number of broken down caravans, carts, mechanical wagons, or what look like certain other kind of mechanical wagons that you wouldn't be able to quite recognize. Would be unknown to you.
I had a friend with wheels once. Maybe we could use the wagons. Save us all the walking.
There's no horses. There's no creature to pull the wagon.
You notice that one of them in particular stands out. It looks like it is more pristine or slightly more well kept than the others. It has purple curtains which cover either side of it. It almost looks like a carnival wagon. You can see that there would be a place where a slat sign used to be, but that it has been removed. The wheels are made of a rather more resplendent black metal, and it has, as you walk around it, you notice that at the rear sort of pathway, there's a door, what looks like a wooden door.
Wow, this is fancy. I'm curious about how this thing works. Who is inside of it? Let us go knock.
Should knock.
Knock.
You knock on the door and you hear a click as the lock clicks.
I wait patiently.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. You're outside.
I am
If no one answers,
The door's
if no one
not
answers
open.
the door, oh, I'm gonna poke it with my spear and just sort of poke it open.
I am Ilikana Nakalakathai Ogalakanu Galagiano. I am
If you
here
attempt
to investigate.
open the door with your spear, you are able to, and it creaks open, and it just looks like it's just dark.
This is ominous, but I am intrigued.
So you lean closer into this door pathway.
I cast light on the tip of my spear as I raise it.
You
And here I
attempt
was
to
getting
cast
my
light
torch.
on the tip of your
Oh
spear.
no.
Just like we
um,
attempted to cast all those cure wounds. Ha 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 ha.
Oh shit,
Yes,
you're right.
you were able to do that. I'm just gonna say that happened. In the spirit of Ogma, who's a neutral deity in these dark times. Go ahead and make a D100 roll.
61.
Great, David.
Thank you.
61.
You are able to cast the light spell, but it doesn't stop you and your light from being absorbed into this portal, upon which it is snuffed.
Whoa.
As with the rest of you, and you wake up in front of a bar. There's a glowing, flashing neon sign. It says La Titea del Diablo. And you see a number of what look like demonic bug people with spears run up towards the group of you and says, "The boss would like to have a word with you. Come on."
Hello. Ooh, stay back, fellow creatures. Who is your boss?
Were you just waiting for us, or just for anyone who'd come through that portal, or
Are
whatever?
we in a carriage?
The boss has sent for you. Don't make us do this the hard way. Just have a word, and you can go.
Oh, okay. Sounds reasonable.
If the boss
We're
says
perfectly
so,
civil people.
I will see your boss.
Come on. And yeah, they take you into this bar, closer and closer. It's in the style of like an old Mexican cantina. It looks quite a bit larger on the inside, with multiple stages and multiple bars. Ones that line the wall as you first come, a circulate bar, and then another small bar up at the end of the room near the stage. There's rambunctious music that's playing, and you notice a number of vampires and tieflings and other darkly clad creatures make up the majority of the clientele, and they give you an untrusting glance. But notice who you're with.
Are they
and
wearing
allow you to make your way
sombreros?
through. Some of them are wearing sombreros. Yes, there
Gonna
are some
wave to a few
humans
as we walk by.
scattered in the mix. If you wave at anybody, they give you the cold shoulder or the evil eye.
Okay. Well, I'm giving anyone who's giving me the evil eye a wave.
And you were brought into a back room, and there is a figure who is sitting at a desk, smoking a cigar, facing away from you. And they say, I suppose that you've been given all of these materials, but you don't quite know what it is you're going to be doing with them. Well, that is where I come in. And from around, the chair turns around to reveal a Yugoloth in decadent a dress with massive sort of Marie Antoinette hair do and very light and tasteful makeup. And they say, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I am Shemeshka the Marauder. Now let's talk business. And that's where we're going to stop.
Nice. That motherfucker.
Neat.
I'm liking everyone's new characters. It's a lot of fun.
I'm liking the fact that Keaton's new character just dropped a mountain onto the board.
It's a
My
mountain.
home is a mountain. He conceptualizes the whole mountain as his home, not just the dwelling he slept in.
It's supposed to be like a Wizard of Oz-esque, little absurd thing, and then it was mountain.
Even more absurd.
Wizard of Oz has got to be a nightmare for people who live in large places. Jesus Christ.
Mm.
I've got to practice saying my name.
Well, yeah, like, no, it's a very long name. I don't know why you did that to yourself.
Ilikana Nakalathayo Galakanu Kalagiano.
Damn.
It is too much for your lowlander airsick tongues. You may call me Ilikan.
Yeah, we're all too dosed up on oxygen to get it. It's fine. Oh, shit. Yeah, it's why my characters pretty much only have first names as a rule, other than Blake Sunny.
That's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun.
I appreciate it. I'm gonna have to spend the rest of the week thinking about what. I'm not gonna be able to play next week. I'm gonna be in Ipswich for a concert.
Gotcha.
And we'll have to spend that time thinking about what happens with Pocket and the crew. And they're sent off into the nether realms. So that's going to be really fun for me. And we're going to put it all back together when we can next meet. But until then, thanks for joining us.
The music.
We'll talk to you later.